Well, hello, kittens. It's been a while, and a lot have changed. Um, I think you can see it in my face, in my demeanor, and welcome back to my channel. I had to muster all my strength to be able to make this video for you, but I wanted to make the video to give you an update of where have I been. I know I put a few videos out and I disappeared for months. It's not really by choice, it's by health. As you all know, I've been battling lupus, and I think I've said that on the channel before, for 6 years since 2016, so we're not gonna go back. But the last couple of years, 2021 until now, has been very challenging for me. In and out of hospitals. Um, But the last time I was in the hospital was February 2024. And I was in the hospital for 1 month from 222 until 228. And in that time, sadly, I have lost my kidneys functions. And I am currently on dialysis. Face is a little rounder than usual because I've been on high doses of prednisone. And I just wanted to come here, and tell you guys that I'm still alive, I'm battling, and I am, just like my shirt says, I am a lupus warrior. So we're gonna do a makeup, a light beat, not a long video, just to give you a background and a little update on what I've been going through and what I went through, and how I'm managing life, my new life on dialysis. It is hard. The goal for me right now is to get a kidney transplant. So I'm working with my dialysis team, my nephrologist, and my rheumatologist to see how we can make that happen. But in the meantime, I'm going to do this little video, something a quick bit, and to talk to you guys and let you guys know that I'm still here, alive. I didn't abandon the channel. I didn't abandon you. But when life happens, you have to take a step back and rethink and focus on your health. Your health. Without health, there is nothing. There is nothing that can be done. I love makeup. It's one of my passion. It's self-taught, as you know. I'm not a makeup artist, but I can do makeup on myself and I can look pretty decent. So let's see what we're gonna do today. We're gonna chit chat while we're making the video. Okay, so I had already prepped my face, so I'm going to put that vitamin enriched face base, very expensive, $60. So you don't need to use a lot, you just need to use just enough to moisturize your face. One of the things with the lupus is dry skin. So gotta keep the skin moisturized at all times. Very, very, very moisturized. And then I like to put an illuminator. This health illuminator I've had for a while. You guys seen it on my channel. Don't worry about this. This is part of the lupus rash. I have it here. It's not hurtful. It's not painful. It's just there. It just comes randomly on different part of my body. I usually use a brush for this, just because. I use a flat brush like this. Put it here. And it's just an illuminizer, just to give you a glow under the foundation. And after that, I'm going to do some color correcting because I have some discoloration. I like to use that e.l.f. one. This one. Not a lot. Because I've been taking the prednisone, like I said, my face is rounder than usual. So we are okay with that. Then I get a beauty blender. Forgot to wet it. Beauty blender. And I dab. You could do that with a brush as well. And I get a beauty blender. And I dab. See? Now, I'm going to do one thing that I've been doing lately. Before I put my foundation, which I'll show you, I put my concealer. This is a NYX concealer. Can't Stop, Won't Stop, and it's in cappuccino. So I put it here, and then I look for a lighter color. Any questions about the lupus, you can always ask me in the comment down below, and I'm always going to be available to answer you from my perspective, from my battle. Each person with lupus have their own journey. Some people have their heart attack, their brain, their lungs, different one. For me, it's the kidneys that's attacked. So, and we each have our journey. Not everybody with lupus has the same symptoms. You have the basic, which is some pains, inflammation, but the ramification. So this is Can't Stop, Won't Stop, NYX again, and this is in color mahogany. It's a little lighter. I put it at the bottom, and I put it here. And so it's not one trick for all. I'm gonna use this Real Technique brush. I've had it for the longest. I bought it at Target, to blend this out underneath. That's before you do any foundation, right? You prepping the face. You prepping the face. Right. So right now, it is a sin for me. I consider this a sin not to do my eyebrows before I do anything else. So we're gonna do the eyebrows. I'm gonna use the NYX Professional Makeup Concealer Eyebrow. And then I'm gonna clean my eyebrow. I'm gonna have to look here to this to make sure it's there. So if I'm not looking there, that's the reason. But we can still talk. So everybody has their own journey with lupus and their ramification of it. To be honest, I never thought that I would lose my kidneys. I was so confident that everything would be done to put the lupus in some kind of remission, so I don't get to that point. Unfortunately, I was hospitalized in July 2021, and since then my lupus have been consistently and continuously active, and like I've been in a constant flare. There is no, I went on 2 rounds of chemotherapy, Cytoxan, in hopes of slowing down the activities of the lupus. Unfortunately, it did not work. I did everything. I did Benlysta. I did Safnello, which is a new medication that came in September or August 2023, which was very promising in calming down lupus for people with my issue, my type of issue, that has lupus that just won't let up. And we were grateful about that. That did not work. So we started on lupus, which is another medication for lupus with people with kidney disease, because I had lupus nephritis, and I was on it for a few months, and it did not help either. So they again started me on Cytoxan. So I did a round of Cytoxan, which is a chemotherapy, in the end of 2022, December 2022, 6 sessions, and then did not work. So they put me on the other medications, and unfortunately still didn't work. So their last stuff was in December of 2023. They said they're gonna start me again on a different dose of Cytoxan again, which is chemotherapy, and to see if that helps. 6 6 sessions once monthly. And that didn't work. We're gonna use the NYX Professional Micro Brow Pencil in Color Espresso to fill it in, to fill the brows in, because as you can tell, I barely have any brows. Please don't tell me this is finished. Oh my God. Shoot. Gonna have to use something like that. It's not what I like to use. That's a brow tint gel. I'll be on Amazon real quick. I cannot do my eyebrows without the, like the one that works for me is the micro. Let's clean up a little bit. Okay, the mic. All right. So with that being said, we're gonna use the NYX. I'm using a lot of NYX Elf, using it. The Bear With Me Blur in Deep Bronze. That's what I'm using. And I'm gonna mix it with a lighter shade of I could do a little Elf, or usually I do this Bone Glow to balance it out. We'll see if that's needed. Anyway, so back to what we were talking about, which is the lupus. And oh my God, we had 70 minutes, but we will shrink it to what it needs to be. So with that being said, I started getting sick, so I had to take a leave of absence at work in December. In December 22nd, I took my vacation from December 22nd to the 2nd of January. And then on the 2nd of January, I went on an FMLA for 6 weeks, thinking that I just need to reset. We're looking at a little orange. Don't worry about it. We'll fix it. I said I just need to reset, and because I was getting tired, dragging myself to work. And as you guys know, I'm an admission director. I'm a nurse admission director for a nursing home. It's a lot of paperwork, a lot of dialoguing with the families and the residents, potential residents, and making sure that everything is copacetic, even after they come to the facility, if there's any issues. So this is the Born to Glow NYX, and it is in color Warm Honey. So it's a little lighter, just to bring it back out. And the color is back out. See, it's lighter. You could tell. And then we're gonna blend it, just to make sure that we're not as dark. You see? Look at the difference. Yeah, so it got a little taxing for me on my body. And I said, okay, I'm gonna take a leave of absence, FMLA for 6 weeks. So I'll be back to work on February 6th. Come February, the end of January, I was getting worse and worse. Can't get up and down my stairs. Can't stand to cook. Barely drive. I'm driving like this to drop my son at school. Like very, very, very out of breath and the whole thing. So I called my rheumatologist. He sent me to do lab work, blood work. And then don't forget the ears. And then as we're doing the blood work, he called me back once to get the result. He said, I need to direct admit you right away. And at that point, I was so sick. Sorry, I didn't fight him. I said, okay, whatever you see fit. Because I know I wasn't feeling well. And at that point, he says, I go to the hospital. And as soon as I get to the hospital, my husband took me to the hospital. As soon as I got to the hospital, first thing they did was like, we need to give you a blood transfusion. Is this empty? This is a Juvia's Place number 11 concealer. I think it's empty. Yeah, it's empty. I need a brighter color. I'm gonna look for another one. I have other ones there. Okay, let's not keep it here. This is gonna go in the garbage. And I was drink some water. Only 32 ounces of water I can drink a day because of I'm on dialysis, and this is 32 ounces. Don't think I'm already there. This is how I'm starting this morning. I was never a water drinker. Now I have to force myself. But gotta do what the doctor says. So I'm gonna take this health concealer. It looks lighter. It's deep olive. Let's see if that's gonna work for us. Looks like it will. Yeah, looks like it's lighter. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going. Did I tell you what this was? Yeah. So as I'm going there, and then what am I gonna use to blend it? I like this brush. This brush. It's an elf brush. I don't know what it is, but this is how it looks like. I like to blend it with it. And I have a lighter concealer that I usually put on top of it here, because I like my under eye to be bright. And let it sit a little bit. So when I got to the hospital, I'm like just laying in bed. By the time I got to the hospital, I was in a wheelchair. I was just like spent. And I got there and they said, you need a blood transfusion right away. I said, why? They said, your hemoglobin is at 4. Usually needs to be between 11 and 12. I said, oh. So they quickly gave me, the first thing they did is to give me a blood transfusion that same day on 2/2. I laid in there. I was confused. I remember calling my sister and screaming, why am I here? What am I doing here? But I guess not enough oxygen was going to my brain. So therefore I was very disoriented. So they gave me the blood transfusion, and that was that. I stayed there. The next day, slow up doctor comes, rheumatologist, nephrologist, cardiologist, internal medicine. They all came. It was all a blur. Revolving door. It was all a blur. And my blood pressure, on the other hand, kept going higher and higher and higher. You could leave this a little bit longer if you wanted to have maximum, but like I said, I'm doing a medium beat today, so I don't need it to be too bright. So I was there, and they kept talking to me. They kept talking to my husband and my brother. Love my brother. He stepped up big time to be my advocate, because I couldn't do anything, and my husband was very, I don't want to say timid, but he was very I think he was scared. He didn't know how to handle things, really. And he was just, just scared, just sitting there like, what is going on? Because she's declining right in front of our eyes, and we don't know what to do. So my brother, luckily, and my sister lives in North Carolina. My sister and my brother, they took over for us. Thank God. I was useless at the hospital. You guys see? If you wanted lighter, you could add another layer to make it like a lot lighter. And my sister, and the other issue that started going on is my blood pressure kept going higher. And they kept telling me, are you okay? Do you feel okay? Do you have a headache? Do you have anything? I kept saying, no, I'm fine. I feel fine. And they said that, but your blood pressure is like 180 over 130. And it kept going higher and higher. And I blew up. I blew up. My whole hands, my feet, my face blew up. If I remember, I put a few pictures there for you guys to see how I blew up. Like, I'd wake up normal, and within hours, I would just balloon up. And they said, okay, they have to do a biopsy of the kidney again. I had done a biopsy in October. It was 25% of the kidneys that was gone. So they said, okay, they have to do a biopsy of the kidney again. But in order for them to do the biopsy of the kidney, the blood pressure has to go down. And the blood pressure wouldn't go down. 180s, like really high, like stroke type of blood pressure high. So, hold on one second. I have a concoction that I'm making that for my powders. And, which includes the banana powder, Huda. I make a concoction of both of them to get the color that I want. So then I'll take a different brush, something like this, and then I set my under eye. That gives you this crisp look. You do that. Now you leave it for a little bit. Now it's time to contour. I usually do either what do you call this? Oh, sorry. I usually do either powder contour or cream contour. Today I'm gonna do cream contour. We're gonna use Huda as well. There it is. And that's in color Contour, Contour, and Bronzer Cream in medium. I'm gonna use a brush, a light brush. I like using this brush like this, a brush like this with an angle. You could use whatever it's best for you, you're more comfortable. An angle like this. I want you to see my crown. And then you get a little bit. And then now, what I usually do when I do stuff like that is, while you're doing all of this, always make sure you are spraying at the same time. Always spray. Always spray. To make sure everything blends. I'm using the NYX Dewy Finish one. Let it dry. And then we're gonna use a powder just to tie things in. We're nowhere near done. That's my own technique. That's how I do it. I'm not asking everybody to do it the way I do it. This is my technique. And again, that's how I do my makeup. And I'm always pretty satisfied with my makeup. And I used I need to get another one. I usually use the I think it's finished. The Sephora brand, Chef's Kiss. The Sephora, so I'm gonna use my MAC. The Sephora brand face powder is Chef Kiss. I love it. So I'm gonna use a fluffy brush like this. I'm gonna use the MAC in dark, deep mineralized finish, and then we're gonna go over the powders in the face just to have a seamless look. You see, we bake, we don't look ashy, we look fresh, Let me come closer for you guys to see. You look fresh. You see the cut? You see how my face looks a little slimmer already? It's because I contour lightly. Bring it down, girls. Bring it down. There is nothing more disgusting than right here is a color and right here your neck is of different color. That's not it, girls. That's not it. That is not it. Okay? And I'm going to do a little powder contouring. I like using this. You could use this. If you're going for a more fancier look, I like the Juvia's Place Angola one. There it is. It's darker and it's sharper. But today we're going a more of a simple look. So we're going to use a brush like this just to dip in the contour where we had the what do you call this? The cream contour. Barely. Yes. Now we're gonna work on the eye. Gotta find out if I have any makeup that has purple in it, because I want to do a purple theme for my lupus. There's a little purple here, shimmer here. And that's such the Masquerade Mini by Juvia's. So let's keep this out. This is Carly Bible. Oh, we have purple in there too. So we Gucci. So we are going to go with a fluffier brush on the lid to just make sure that we have a transitioning shade. I'm gonna use the Brown Sugar Kawachi Color Pop. I have all of it. And I'm gonna use Jamocha. This one, sorry about the book and mirror. This one, to make sure that the face, this mirror on this thing is perfect. So if you guys see me look down here, it's because I'm looking here just to be able to see it, but we'll be talking. So as I'm at the hospital, days are passing by, my blood pressure is high, and they're not making a big deal about it. No one is making a big deal about it. My brother, my poor brother, would go to work, come after work. He works in New Jersey, and I am at least an hour and a half away from his house, and he works an hour, 45 minutes from his house, the other direction. So he's coming. My husband couldn't come a lot because, again, I'm at the hospital. We have a 15-year-old that needs to go to school, picked up homework and all these things. I had a friend, well, we became friends because our boys played basketball together. So we would carpool, and she had been a godsend. Shout out to Miss Cookie. She had been a god. Can you guys see me? I better get closer. She had been a godsend to me because she really told me, I need you to focus on yourself. Don't worry about David. We'll get David to school. I'll get David to school. I'll get David to basketball practice. So imagine I'm going to be looking here. Imagine I'm at the hospital, worried about my health and worried about how my son is going to go to school. How is he eating? My husband doesn't cook. So it's a lot of anxiety for me, in addition to not knowing where my health is gonna go. So if you guys can see, I put the transitional shade, which is Jamocha, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use Sorbel, which is a darker shade right here, with a different brush, a more constricted brush, something like this, to go into the crease. So I'm going like, oh my God, you know, what is gonna happen to my son? My daughter is away at college. I didn't want her worry either about my health. She doesn't know what's going on. Um, we're gonna get this better. Let's muddy it out. So a lot of, needless to say, a lot of things are going on. So my brother wanted to alleviate my husband, and he says, you know, focus on the bills because I'm not working anymore. And even though I was on disability, but you know, disability, you don't get the same amount. And he will take care of the hospital thing. And this is why blood is blood. When you are lucky to have family who cares and loves you. Our parents raised us. It's three of us like that. If one has a problem, we all have to step in. That's how we were always raised. So I never expected less. But I literally was no good to anybody. I didn't fight this time. I didn't argue with the doctor when am I going home. I realized I was very sick, and then I just needed to let nature take its course. Let them do what they needed to do to at least save me. I didn't think, honestly, I was going to come out of the hospital. And between Miss Cookie, my brother, my sister, my husband, and everybody, friends, co-workers praying for me, every day was, okay, today is the day. We are, you know, you're alive today. We'll do everything we can. And my rheumatologist called me, and he said that he had contacted a doctor at UPenn University, UPenn Hospital in Philadelphia, which is a teaching hospital, and it's also what do you call this? Not experimental. What do you call this? Well, it's a hospital where they do a lot of treatments that are unconventional. Not unconventional, that are not fully approved yet, but they have the funds to do a lot of these things. Oh, Jesus Christ, 45 minutes. Oh, God, I hope my daughter can edit it for me. Anyway, so at that point, so I'm going to get a different brush, the same brush that I had to blend it, so there's no line of demarcation. So anyway, at that point, we are there, we're waiting for the blood pressure to get lower so I could get the biopsy. Blood pressure is not getting lower. Lasix is not working. I'm still, like, in a day and a half, I think when I went to the hospital, I was 102. 2 days later, I was like 114. They kept giving me Lasix, IV via the port, because I had a port. And I was still I was still getting bigger and bigger and bigger edema. So that means it wasn't working. So my brother one day came on a Sunday, and he said, I'm not leaving the hospital until somebody tells me what's going on, because she's gonna die. And then what are you gonna call me and tell me, oh, sorry for this? And then I'm gonna have to call my parents in Haiti and tell them she's dead? She said, I'm not accepting this. No one can live on a blood pressure of 180 over 130 consistently, even though they're telling you they don't feel anything. So he demanded they call that doctor that night on a Sunday night. So the doctor gave me a double shot of IV Lasix, and then my brother left. The next morning he calls me very early. The blood pressure was still high. So he demanded to talk to the doctors. Can you guys see? So he demanded to call to the doctors and ask the doctors what is going to be done with her, because nothing is working. At that point, I'm gonna take the light purple, and I'm gonna put it under my lash line right here. And let's see if I can find a sharper brush. Anyway, so I'm sitting there, and my brother's throwing a fit, making a stink, as he should. And finally, when he told them, if this doesn't work out, I am calling the Department of Health, because this is not, she did not come to die here. She most certainly, I'm using this flat brush instead now. She did not come to die here, and I'm not doing this. So with that being said, they finally took me to ICU. They took me to ICU, and at ICU, they gave me Cardine, which is a drip to drop the blood pressure. And any nurses here should know, to drop the blood pressure. I was in ICU for 6 hours. They give me the drop slowly while they monitoring your heart, because it's very dangerous. It could be very dangerous on the body. They're monitoring my blood pressure, they monitoring my heart rate, and they give it to me for 2 hours. And then the blood pressure dropped to where they could do the biopsy. So they did the biopsy. I have the purple, I think you can see it. They did the biopsy, and we waited. While we're waiting for the biopsy to be done, to the result to be done, I went back to the regular floor waiting on the results. And unfortunately, when the results came in, it showed that I was in complete kidney failure from February until, from October 25%, February we were at over 60%. So they had to come and have the dreadful conversation with me regarding having to go on dialysis. I was devastated. I was crying, because I'm like, I'd always pride myself in saying that I'd rather die than do dialysis, because I'm a nurse. I see people on dialysis. They deteriorate after a while. I said, I'm 41 years old. This is not what I want in my life for myself and my kids. I said, I want to be a functioning mother for the children, and not just, what is this? Hold on one second. I have so many things here. I don't know what they are. I know what they are because I buy them, but I don't know. So this is, I'm gonna use to do a small liner on my lash, and rather than a black eyeliner. So I'm sitting there and I'm going like, oh my God, look at where this lupus has taken me. I said, finally the lupus has won. So I started derailing at the hospital. I asked to speak to someone on hospice, because I'm like, if I don't go on dialysis, I probably have 2 weeks to live. Again, I'm a nurse. I know the outcome. My brother begged with me. My sister talked to me. My husband said, you can't do this to us. I didn't get the kids involved with it, really, because I didn't want them to have that kind of burden. My daughter is 18, as you guys know, but I'm still her mother. So again, what we do is another spray, just to make sure everything is before you put your mascara, okay? Because you don't want it running. Be generous. You could let it air fan, or you could have the fan. The fan is over there. So I'm sitting there and I'm waiting. I said, I'm not doing dialysis. I'm not doing dialysis. And the doctors came in. They said, you're young. You'll be able to be a candidate for kidney transplant. You're not going to be on dialysis forever. Blah, 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 blah. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. So I thought of it and I said, okay, I'll go on dialysis. So I started dialysis mid-February at the hospital. The first couple of days weren't so good for me because I was, I'm sorry, my nose, I have a nose ring here, and then, I don't know, for some reason, lately, it's just dripping. So I had it for years. I don't know. Anyway, so ooh, we're looking good, right, guys? So far. So I'm sitting here and I'm going like I don't know what to do. I said, okay, excuse my language, fuck it. I'll do the dialysis. I mean, what other option do I have at this point? I'll do the dialysis because no one, you know, everybody was begging me, don't do this, don't do this. You have so much to live for, don't do this. Even though I couldn't see it for myself. Anyway, so we did dialysis. We started dialysis. Sorry about that, guys. We started dialysis and I've been on dialysis since, and I left the hospital on the 28th. This is a LA Girl strobe light strobing powder. I'm gonna use it in my right here under my brows, just to give it a little shimmer, and then you bring it down. You bring it down just to blend it. You see the difference? Just to blend it. Blend it. Make sure you blend it. I cannot say this enough. You have to blend your face. Otherwise you look like a hot mess out here. And let's not forget this new trend that I see, that people are 10 times lighter than their regular shade. That's not it. That is not it. I like to enhance my beauty, not change my complexion. I like being the bronze girl that I am. I like being. I focus more on uniformity in my face, meaning like making sure that my face is uniform rather than a 10 times lighter than what I am. I'm very happy with the color that I am. Then I'm gonna use a little on my nose, right here. That gives you a pout. For people like me, that is nothing. And then you could use a brush like this, or let's see if it's in here. There it is. This brush. I like this, where you used to lightly. I used to have a Maybelline, but I think my daughter took it. But just to, I still glow. I still use a little glow. I know that's so last year, but I still use it. I like to glow. Yes. Yes. And again, you use your fluffy brush. Is that the brush I've been using? This brush. And then with your powder, just to make sure everything is blended nicely. Can you see the purple under my eye? Yeah. Now, blush. My blush. Girls, I have different blush. And if you want really, there's this, it's called 24 karat gold. If you want to be very highlighted. But again, there's a time and a place. This is not for it. This is elf. So I'm gonna use this brush to put a little blush right here. The blush needs to go in between the contour and the highlighter. Don't look like a clown out here. You see, this is a little too much. We're going to fix it. Don't go out here looking like a clown. That's not it. That is not it. And then I usually put a little bit over here, my nose. So we're gonna use the brush again. The powder, don't put more powder. And then you're gonna put it over there. Who corrected it? You're a little bronzy. No, not bronzy. You're the little lightly. You could make it as dark as you want, as light as you want. I like, for my complexion, I like the more of a mauvey than a pinkish color. I think it's more flattering on me. Or I use this by it's called Mad Cherry. It's a like coral. I use that too, but today I'm not using it. See? Again, what do? Spray. Because that's what marries all the powder and give you that flawless look. Okay, time for what? Eyebrows. So I usually use, not eyebrows, eyeliner, eyelashes. I usually use what do you call this? Primer. If I'm not gonna wear falsies, I use a primer just to prepare the lashes. That's L'Oreal. I'm gonna use the telescopic L'Oreal. It does good for me, or it's either my Monsieur Big. That does good for me too. Monsieur Big is $30. I want to try the Fenty one. I gotta tell my husband. Look at the difference. Can you guys see the difference between both? I hope you can. Yeah. So with that being said, when I left the hospital, I started going to inpatient dialysis 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And I'm on a no salt diet. I tell you that Mrs. Dash is for the birds. I'm from the Caribbean. I'm from Haiti. My food is nicely seasoned. Not that I use salt per se. I'm not a salt person, but I use my Maggi cubes. I use my Sazon. I use all of these things. Adobo that gives me the seasoning that I need. Marinate my meat, marinate my fish, my oxtail, my stuff like that. I can't do that anymore. So I'm trying to find new ways to season my food. So it's a lot of garlic, a lot of shallots, a lot of green pepper, red pepper, a lot of onions. That Mrs. Dash has a taste of its own, but I use it to, there's this lady, Tabitha. I think she's a vegetarian, but she has no salt sizzling line. I've been using hers. It tastes better than the Mrs. Dash, but it's very hard. A lot of things. I'm not a milk person, so a lot of things I wasn't eating wasn't a big deal. But now that you know you can't eat it, it's a lot. So if I want to eat some cereal or I mix mashed potato, I have to use almond milk rather than, oh, what am I doing? I'm making a mess here. Almond milk rather than regular milk. Cheese has to be sharp cheddar cheese rather than regular cheese. And mozzarella, I can do mozzarella. So every day is a challenge. I can't eat red meat a lot, so it's a lot of fish, a lot of chicken. So I have to find different ways to cook chicken where it's appealing and season it well. So if you guys have any idea on, because I know some people by nature, just for the heck of it, never use salt in their stuff. I don't know how they survive, but any suggestion will be appreciated at this point because I am desperate. I am currently 95 pounds. When I finish I'll show you a whole picture of my body. 95 pounds, and that's just dreadful. No more booty, no more titties, nothing. I never had a big titties, but I had it just enough. None of that anymore. Just flat chested, flat butt, skinny legs, kitty cat food. Wow, but we're still on a journey. I'm not losing faith. Something will work out. Something has to work out for me. So there it is. And then we're gonna do the inner corner, and then we'll be done. I'm gonna do the inner corner with the purple, because I'm a lupus warrior. You put lupus gang, lupus warrior. Let's do the more vibrant purple right there. Vibrant purple right there. Oh, we gotta do the lips right there. We're gonna do this shimmer one. There. Perfect. I'm gonna give you guys a close-up. She looks cute. Yes. What lupus can do is keep us down. Now we're gonna do the lip liner. I can't find my... There. NYX. Love it. Peach crisp. There you go. And then I have this little purple tinge, Wet and Wild, brand new. There it is. It's called Fuchsia with Blue Pearl. Gonna put it right in the middle just to tie things in. It's brand new with the lupus idea. There you go. One last shower of the face. Look, the face is sitting. Right? Right? Do you see the purple pen, guys? Yes. The face is sitting. Make sure you cover your eyes. And then I'll be right back. I'm gonna put the rest of the outfit on, and then I'll be right back, and then you guys gonna see it. I'm gonna fix my hair, and then I'll be back. All right, kittens, we're back. We are dressed. The hair is done. I'm still rocking my short hair, and there it is. This is a close-up. You could see the purple tinge. Not too shabby. I put some jewelry on, and I put perfume. I'm gonna show you the whole outfit. I'm gonna have my son come take a pictures. But before I go, I forgot to show you. I use this. This is the Anastasia brow gel, just to keep the gel on point. And again, this is a soft bit. I just wanted to come here and let you guys know. You see my shirt that says Lupus Warrior, because I'm a lupus warrior. And I just wanted to come and give you guys an update on what my health is like and what I'm doing. I want you guys all to pray for me to get a kidney transplant, so I could get back to living life to the fullest and go back to work and be a productive member of society. And in the time being, I hope that my health continues to grow so I could continue to give you guys videos. I do this because I enjoy makeup. I truly enjoy makeup. In a different life, I probably would have been a makeup artist, because I didn't go to school for this. I picked this up one day, and I'm quite good at it, if I must say. And I'm happy with the outcome. And again, this is a light beat, and as you can see, nothing is too pronounced, nothing is too My face is round because of the prednisone and whatnot, but I was able to shape it to a point where I look like my old self, if that makes sense. Well, if you guys want to hear more about my lupus journey, I'll keep you updated on that. I have an appointment to get right now my port for the dialysis is on my chest. So I have an appointment next month to go get a fistula put in my arm to make it easier because it's too close to the heart. And if I get an infection, that could be detrimental. So I take it a day at a time. I don't think about next week. I don't think about 2 months from now. I just think about each day. I don't. One thing with the dialysis is you have to give yourself rest and you have to listen to your body. So some days I'm good, some days I'm not so good. I just learn to rest. Oh, God, one of my favorite thing I forgot to do. I forgot to contour my nose a little bit. Wow. Wow. I would have regretted this. Just a tiny bit, even though I don't need it. I use the lighter shade, and then I just go lightly, just to chisel my nose a little bit more. And at that point again, if you want to spray your face with a luminizer setting spray, you can. Not necessary. My face is setting already because I sprayed it. Anyway, guys, continue to like, comment, and subscribe. Ask me any question. Like I said, not everybody has the same lupus journey. I'm telling you my journey and what's going on for me. And I'm no doctor. I'm just a patient navigating this just with you guys. Every day I learn something new. Like I said, my biggest issue right now is the diet. So I'm trying to do better with that and eat because we gotta gain weight. You can't be on dialysis and be 95 pounds. You gotta gain weight. So I'm trying my hardest. Today I'm gonna make a chef salad. I'm gonna make my own dressing. There's a lady on YouTube I subscribe to. She's a plant-based. I'll put her name there. She's a plant-based renal dietitian. So I subscribe to her, and so I'm gonna make my own stuff and we see what we can do. Gonna get up and show you the body. Don't be shocked. My leca sticks, like I said, take me for what I am. The kitty cat boudoir thick is not here right now, but it'll be back eventually. I'm confident in that, and I believe God will come through for me. Again, I love you, kittens. I love you, my subscribers, my family, for the support, for everything. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, kittens.
When you're hungry, he will feed you. When you face trials,